Hey y'all, it's Loren LoRosa from The Breakfast Club. Sorry to interrupt, but y'all know how I do. So I'm here to talk about Top Dog Law. Y'all hear Top Dog Law all over your radio, and I know by now that if you want top dollar, you should also know this. You gotta call Top Dog Law if it's about your car accident. Don't let these little family lawyers finesse you into a little check. Shouldn't nothing be little this season. Remember, for any serious accident, injury case, Top Dog Law gets you top dollar. So make sure you call today to find out what your car accident, your slip and fall, or your construction accident case could really be worth. And calling Top Dog Law is completely free also. It's free for a consultation. Call Top Dog Law today to see if your case is eligible for compensation with no money down. So make sure y'all go holla at my dogs, no pun intended, over at Top Dog Law. That's Top Dog Law on Instagram and topdoglaw.com. Now, let's get back to The Breakfast Club. All right, so yesterday in court, I believe it's day 8 yesterday, so today is day 9.
Spill the semen from the court yesterday. We don't say spill the tea when it comes to the Diddy case. We say spill the semen.
Oh my God, that just seems so aggressive for 6:53 a.m., but here we go.
Happy birthday to me.
Sorry. Jess. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
So yesterday in court, we heard from a Homeland Security Investigations agent who was a part of the team that ran into the Miami house. They finished his testimony. They talked to a clinical and forensic psychologist. Her name is Dawn Hughes, George Kaplan, a former executive assistant, and it was a ton of stuff that went down. I think most people right now are like, what is about to happen when Kid Cudi comes into court, though?
We already know.
Yeah, what you know?
Well, if you read the indictment, the indictment clearly says arson. So clearly, the alleged Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car is the arson.
Yes, allegedly. Yep, that is exactly what he's going to be there to speak to, and he's going to probably provide a lot of the background context to his and Cassie's dating fling or whatever that was, and in the events that led up to Diddy allegedly getting so upset to have to do that. Now, yesterday in court, at the end of court, they kind of let you know what's about to happen the next day. They said, the prosecutors had said, look, tomorrow we're going to interview 5 people on the stand. I said, whoa, how is that going to happen? And they said, because to the judge, they said, well, that is going to be possible because the testimonies will be short. And that kind of caught me off guard because I had assumed that Kid Cudi would be not a short testimony because they've been mentioning him every week in court since court has started. But maybe they plan to get right on to what they got to get to.
Well, I was going to ask you, what does short look like?
I don't know time-wise what short looks like, but I will say when we
because you've been in there. You're in there every day. So what has been short? I know Dawn was 20 minutes.
That was short. Cassie's mom was also short. For instance, an example of not short, Cassie took about, what, like two days? 2 days, maybe 2.5 days. So it's given maybe we might get an hour out of the Kid Cudi testimony. I'm not really for sure exactly what time they're going to go, but they mentioned that it would be short. He's actually first up on the stand after they finish with this former executive assistant of Diddy. So I'll be there.
Who's the former executive assistant?
His name is George Kaplan, and he was a man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Christina?
No, Capricorn?
Capricorn. No.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. Those she's not on the list to come this week.
Gotcha.
Or today or whatever. But no, George Kaplan, he used to work for Diddy under Combs Enterprises, and he's already began to testify about having to set up freak-off rooms, allegedly, and, allegedly he was sent to buy drugs a couple times, and he used his bad boy card to do so, allegedly, so you know where they're going with him.
What about the guns? Because I saw the FBI release those pictures, and everybody was so caught up. Yeah, everybody was so caught up on the dildos that had the serial number scratched off. But
oh my God, dildos have serial numbers?
Yes, Diddy had dildos with serial numbers scratched off. But what about the guns?
So let me tell you something about these guns.
Not
right?
the untraceable.
Is he charged? I don't know if is he charged with these? Is this part of the RICO?
I believe that what they're going to try and bring in with the RICO is they're going to use the guns and the drugs to show, and I'm going to look this up to make sure that I'm hitting this right to the nail, because people will be mad when I don't. But what I'm assuming that they're trying to show is that he used all of that to add to the force and the intimidation and things of that nature. But I'm going to look that up to answer you exactly.
Yeah, I just want to know if he's getting charged with the guns, because they're guns with the serial number scratched off, automatic weapons. That's a big federal charge.
But let me tell you, the way Diddy's team came in across about them guns, I think Tanny Garagos, Mark Garagos' daughter, she is not to be played with. So they did, the special agent, we went through his home. They talked about all these different guns they found in the magazines and all these things. She is like an evidence expert. She got it back up on that stand and she said, hold on. So what's your process? Y'all take pictures before and after so that we can make sure that you guys, are chronicling this stuff right and accurate. He says, yes. She brought back up all those photos with those guns. No photos before for a lot of the things. And she's like, well, were you the person that took the photos? The man testifying said no. She said, well, I'm looking at a bunch of stuff at the bottom of a closet floor. Some of these things included where they found the guns. They opened boxes and found different things, right? She's like, can you tell me which cubby these guns came out of? He said no. And she said, okay, so she's making the point. They're trying to draw a very clear distinction between how do you even know that these are his when they're either there's serial numbers on them or they're not. You didn't do any DNA testing, at all, and you could have. And it's easier for you to do DNA testing when you find these guns inside of a home versus outside and, all of the elements.
But it's his home, though. They found them in there, so that they his.
But they're trying to...
If you find guns in somebody's residence and nobody claims them, everybody in that residence is probably going to get charged.
Responsible,
but
right?
You know how many people are in... She also made a point about how many people were actually put into custody when they got to the home. You know where she's going with this. But the fact... I'm saying that because I don't know what a juror is going to be thinking about it, but the fact that she was even able to create that thought as a conversation, I was like, oh, she's good, really, really good at this.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to look that up for you with the RICO. And then also the woman that the psychologist yesterday, the clinical and forensic psychologist that they spoke to, Dawn Hughes, I thought it was going to be a snooze fest. She was actually the best witness yesterday. She spoke generally to why victims of alleged domestic violence and sexual abuse go back. And oh my God, she was so on point with a lot of the things that she was saying. And even when she spoke directly to memory and trauma and how it makes you not remember things, of course, the defense came in and did what they did. And it was very interesting to watch them cross this expert. But
so the semen was just warm yesterday. Today the semen gonna be hot.
The semen was it was like room temperature yesterday. It wasn't even heated. Today it's gonna get a little microwave action. You know what I'm saying?
The semen gonna be hot today. What else we got in the front page?
Front page news.
Loren, the latest with Loren.
Well, we're gonna get into SZA, Tory Lanez, but we have a couple audios and I don't want to shorten that.
Okay.
But I will say congratulations. In the next hour we're gonna talk about this
on GloRilla nose.
Jess has been talking about GloRilla's nose all morning long.
Yes, bruh. And she confirmed, she was like, and got it done. Yeah, what's up? So, okay. Yeah, it's a little nosy. Yes.
Can y'all explain to me, what do women see when they want to get a nose job? Because, all plastic surgery is personal, but nose jobs are really personal because I don't think the average person looks at an individual and goes, oh, that person needs a nose job. So what do y'all see when y'all look in the mirror and y'all want to do that?
I just think, is what you see in the mirror. Like maybe she felt like her nose was too big, obviously, because she went and she went and get a little one. But she obviously felt like it was too big for her. I've felt like the same way my whole life, but I'm not getting a nose job.
You got a beautiful nose.
I know. But when I was pregnant, this last time with Marley, it had spread like a couch and it didn't go back. And that was like a love seat. I never got the same nose that I had back yet before I had Marley.
Wait.
Because you can't fix your nostrils. You got big nostrils.
At least your whole
not
body
a nose.
snap back, though, because some girls don't get their bodies back.
No, when I flare my nostrils is
exactly. You can't close that.
Yes.
I know, but it was smaller. My nose was smaller before I had my daughter.
Oh my God!
Now that was still wide.
I'm gonna be looking at your nose all day. I didn't even realize that you still had the same nose.
You need to stop getting angry. That's what it is. You get angry and you do like this, and then you like. And then we can see every time you get mad, you do like this, and I'm like, damn.
But Glow Nose looked like she did it for more of the contour, it's pinched right here, and
it's pinched. It's pinched all the way through.
Yeah, the contour just gives you that.
Yeah, and you remember the little noses on the Kleenex box?
Yes.
Lady, she got a little nose.
And it was red?
Like a little one. Mm-hmm.
Well, if Glow likes it, I love it.
Yeah, she does. She said and did.
Yeah.
And it's cute. It's a little one.
All right, we got front page news coming up next. A little, like them,
like the little Whoville, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So cute, little nosy.
Wow, so I gotta have a baby, lose my nose, and what?
All right, slow down.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Girl, not lose your damn nose.
Oh my God, my boobs gonna be out of shape, my nose gonna be out of shape. What the heck?
It's all worth it when you see that baby come out.
You gotta have a man to have a baby, so. Well, you got to pick one. You got a few suitors.
Yes.
Yeah, you got about 3.
And you going out to the DR, sis. So,
Oh my God, what are y'all trying to do to me up here?
And you hang outside the court. That's where the real niggas be in the court. Yes.
I don't want nobody in the court. Okay, let's get out of here, please.
We got front page news coming up next with Morgan. It's The Breakfast Club.
Wake up. You're locked into The Breakfast Club.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.